So we always have big stuff and always a lot of stuff to talk about. We all have a lot of opinions on a lot of stuff. But I think we all can share one opinion. We got to get these predictions underway.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. We got to get our NXT Takeover and Rumble predictions. So,
rapid fire. We got like 20 matches. Let's fucking go.
Real quick, current champion for Armchair Bookers Podcast is a tie between the Doc and the Ref.
I wouldn't call it a tie.
And, whatever. So we'll get into the predictions.
I allow him to grace my presence from time to time.
We haven't late-cooled the belt. We haven't cut it in half yet.
No. The ref is just a puppet. He's hooked on a string, and he does what I want him to do.
Am I a puppet or am I on a string?
Why
So
is
if
it
I'm
so
on a
dark
string,
with you?
your hand is going to be very
Christ.
cold. And why you look like a floating head?
Remember, he's no longer
Now
the
you're
ref.
blurry,
He's the long
too.
3 count.
Yeah, the long, yeah.
The long 3
Yeah.
Oh
count.
my god! One day there's going to be a video format of this podcast.
So we're gonna go around. So basically, we're gonna go through all of our predictions here. First match we got, we're gonna do all of our NXT Takeover matches first, obviously, because that's the first one, and then Royal Rumble afterwards, and we got some bonus picks after that. So NXT Takeover apparently is gonna start off with Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. So I got Matt Riddle.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I got Matt Riddle, and I also got the match going longer than 10 seconds. I got 15 on this one.
Huh. Well, it has to. I mean, the takeover matches have to have some length to them because there's a good amount this time. But you said Riddle. I got Riddle. It just makes sense to keep keeping him hot. He is super over wherever they go. People love him.
Doc, what do you got?
Yeah, I agree. Riddle. And I also think that it is going to be a 15-second match because it is going to be something that they want to awe and shock the fans with. And, hey, I just knocked your ass out. Let's go to the next thing. Is going to do that to kick off NXT in Brooklyn.
But do you think they'll do that twice in a row?
Yes. Of course. They're going to keep the momentum going. Look what they've done with Brock Lesnar. They want somebody that's going to be a powerhouse and a dominant. They got it in NXT right now. Why end it? There's got to be something going on. They shit in the bottle once, and they got fire and lightning out of Asuka by keeping that championship in that undefeated streak on her for so long. Why not keep this guy being that badass that knocks you out and beats you in 15 seconds or less? I would love to see him go, you know what? Let's do a 5 count. Let's do a 10 count.
Doc, did you just say they shit in a bottle?
I did.
I thought he said the dick kickoff match. I was like, what's going on?
I probably said that too, okay?
All right.
He's honest.
Fridge.
No, Shinsuke's not in the match, so it's not a dick kickoff.
There you go. Fridge, who do you got?
I got Riddle. He's the talent, and Ono's the enhancement talent, unfortunately.
I'm gonna be very honest. I've only heard of Matt Riddle, maybe once in passing by one of you guys, so I'm gonna pick Matt Riddle.
Cool. Good choice.
I have not heard of this Ono guy.
It's honesty. It's
Bro.
100% honesty.
Stoney.
That's the only one I was lost on.
Unanimously.
I think Stoney's got Riddle too, right?
We can
I'm
all
going with
sit
the
back.
King of the Bros. Come on,
Bro.
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 Come on,
We can
bro.
all, this is a match we can all just sit back and enjoy for 15 seconds.
This match will be over before you can finish saying the word bro.
Here you go.
No, absolutely.
Bro.
That is
No,
false.
I think it gets more length.
Bro.
I think it gets more length. They cannot keep up the
Yeah, it
pace
gets
of
a long
15
3 count.
second matches.
Coming for the long 3 count.
Yeah, if that's what they planned and I was the ref, I would do the longest 3 count of all time to stretch it longer than 15 seconds. That's a terrible idea.
That's the reason why you're not the ref. You can't count the 3. Next match.
1, 2, 3.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Wow.
We
1,
got,
2, 3.
The floating head is taking shots.
he did it twice too. Yeah.
You know,
All right.
our first, if this ever ends up with us somehow owning a wrestling promotion, first match is Curry Doc versus the ref.
Well,
All the
No,
backstage
right-
segments are going to be Doc going up and testing refs' credentials
no, right
and him
now.
just passing every test.
Right
No,
now,
all I need is the 8,000-page workbook that he went through.
I'm sorry, Fridge. Right now, Curry Doc, he's moved aside right now. Right now, I'm the American Night Terror, Doc Jones. Okay, get it right. That's what this floating head's all about. I'm putting fear into my opponent.
Night Terror does not have as good a ring of it as you think it does.
All right.
Oh,
Yo,
wasn't it Daydream?
real quick about Night Terror. We got the next match.
Nocturnal Emission.
It happens every once in a while. We all been there.
I'm keeping this in. We got.
Oh my god.
Yo, motherfuckers, you're just making my job that much easier. We got Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship, but I put the not championship in here because I shorthanded it. I got Gargano because I think this is going to build to a bigger story with Gargano and Ciampa. More on that later.
I have Gargano, as painful as it is. It makes sense to move over to Gargano because they can't keep up the sad loser gimmick for too long. I think they need him to now be the gloating winner for a little while. So I'm going Gargano, and Ricochet can go on to whatever the hell he wants to go on to. So I mean, Gargano and Ciampa. I mean, Ricochet and Ciampa. I wouldn't say no to that. So let's go Gargano with the belt, winning the belt.
Doc, what do you got?
Ciampa. Ciampa's gonna hold the belt. There's no.
We're not
reason
talking about that
taking
match,
off
Doc. We're not talking about that match.
My man's trying to get to the main event already. Jeez.
I want to be
Doc,
there. Come on.
Ricochet versus Gargano.
Oh, that would be Ricochet.
All right. Rico Suave. He got it.
All right, Fridge, who do you got?
I got Gargano. It's time we get some gold around that waist.
Yeah.
How about you, Mav?
Ricochet, because he's amazing and one of my favorites.
Would you say he's the one and only?
Oh my god.
Stoney.
I didn't write that gimmick. Just saying.
It's way better than the extraordinary man who can do extraordinary things. Give me a fucking break. Stoney, who do you got?
That's terrible. And
That's-
I'm gonna
It should
roll-
be
I'm
the
gonna roll
ordinary
Ricochet.
man. I'm sorry, I yelled over you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Apologies,
yeah,
Stoney.
thanks. Well, you know what? Now just anticlimactic Ricochet.
Awesome. And just so we know, Ciampa's not winning this one. All right.
Not gonna win this one.
we got Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders in the Tag Team Championship match. This one's gonna be cool. I think they got bigger things planned for UE right now. I don't mean bigger things in NXT. I think they're gonna start calling them up soon, and that's gonna be like after Royal Rumble kind of stuff. I'm going with the War Raiders because the War Raiders have done a lot of cool shit down in NXT, but they got to start getting some championship gold around them if they're going to stay in WWE.
Yeah, I have War Raiders basically for the same reason. They have to get a win at this point. UE is snaked their way to some wins too many times in a row. But it pains me to say it because I really wanted to see the UE all gold, accomplishing all gold, which could still happen, absolutely. But I agree, JK, that I think the bigger things are on the horizon, short term rather than long term for them. So it's time that War Raiders get the belts on them, and we see the other layers to AA, I think.
How about you, Doc? Who do you got?
I agree with you two boys. I am not going to break away from this chain so far. The War Raiders.
Yeah, War Raiders 3 for 3. Baby Fridge, who do you got?
It's just tough because it's just like you could put them on the War Raiders, but are they ready? Are they going to call up the Undisputed Era soon? Is that what they're preparing for? Is there a spot for them on the main roster? There's just so many what ifs. But I'm going to pick Undisputed Era.
Ooh. All right.
UE.
All right. So we got the top heels over there with the UE and Stoney. Who do you got?
I'm also going to go with UE. I think they're the best thing that NXT has right now. And I think sticking with that group with the gold is going to be the way to go. So, yeah, UE is my pick.
Okay. I mean, so it's like half in the middle. Or it's right down the middle. War Raiders and UE, so it's 3-3. Okay. So now we're on Baszler versus Belair. Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. This one, I've got Belair because there's nothing else for Baszler to do down in NXT. I love Baszler. I think she needs to be on the main roster tapping people out, but there's nothing else for her. So Belair definitely takes it. Ref, who do you got?
I love that argument, but I'm going with Baszler because I think that she's more beneficial down there right now to the other two high-profile signings that they have, and Duke and Sharif. So I think that Baszler keeps the belt. I don't think it stays on her for very long. I think Belair does eventually take it from her, but I don't see it happening yet. They still need to keep her down there to keep the other two ladies relevant and growing.
I agree. I love Belair. I will call her the Princess of Belair. It's just, bad humorous joke there. Way to go, Fridge.
Ha.
Yeah, but no, Baszler is the one that's going to hold it, and it's just going to be said and done. And this will lead on to something later on, and that we'll talk about. But right now, Baszler holds this belt.
Oh, yeah, Baszler, because Belair's not ready yet.
Baszler just to keep John making a turtle face.
You could, if everyone could see how turtly mad I am right now, because I'm looking at our
you're gonna
roster.
get even more mad, because I'm also going with Baszler.
You son of a bitch. We're usually simpatico on this.
He looks like Stoney and I are usually simpatico, but
Yeah.
you literally look like someone who got like a 5-year-old who got pushed on the ground of the playground.
You look complicated, bro.
Well,
Eat a
Right as he
banana.
would turn his head, I can't believe you pushed me.
welcome to the Dick Kick Club, JK.
I'm like that girl that WWE always puts the picture of that looks like Ronda Rousey when the Miz won the
Yes.
championship. Just real mean mugging.
You are the
oh.
Miz girl.
I can't.
Yes, that's what it is.
JK is the Miz girl. So I can't wait when Belair wins. Okay, next one. So Black versus Ciampa. Black versus Ciampa for the NXT Women's Championship. Wait. No. Black versus Ciampa for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. I said Women's
World
Championship.
title championship.
Whoop. Yeah, and now, Ref, I'm going to tell you. Doc, I'm going to tell you now, too. That
You push
Ciampa
the button.
is
Am I
going
getting
to
yelled at
win.
again?
That Ciampa is going to win the NXT Championship.
Wait, but he already has the NXT Championship.
He's going to keep that shit. Because he has no reason to lose it right now. And he
Okay.
and Gargano's going to win it at the takeover that happens during WrestleMania weekend.
Okay. I have something to complete. All right, go ahead. I'll
All
wait
right.
for my turn.
Yeah, please do. Ref, who do you got?
Fuck you.
Oh man, I'm going to be boring tonight. I have Ciampa keeping it because talking about bigger things on the horizon for NXT wrestlers. Where does Alistair really go from there? I think he's done his due diligence, move him up to SmackDown, and let him see if he can take over that top spot on that brand.
Ref, you have rubbed off on me in one way.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Oh.
No,
Ugh.
let me. Hey, you
My
didn't
kids
even-
listen to this show.
You guys didn't even let me finish.
My
actually,
kids listen to this show.
I think you're going to be happy about this. I'm going to say Ciampa as well, and I'll tell you the reason why. WrestleMania weekend, Ciampa versus the Velveteen Dream 2 for the NXT World Championship.
Nope.
I can get behind that.
I am behind that. Book it.
I got one better. Aleister Black. And we're going to get WrestleMania weekend for the NXT title. Black versus Dream 2. Let's finish it.
No, there's no.
Let's finish it.
I
It's
love
going to
it.
happen.
Why do you got to be the polar opposite of what I just said?
Because I had
Jesus
that
Christ.
ready to go. I had that ready to go because it makes sense because Alistair said his name. There's unfinished business and Dream's ready.
Doc, it's frustrating, isn't it, Doc?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
All right, so you got Black then, son. So now, how about Maverick? What's Maverick got?
I have Ciampa.
Thank you.
Because Black's getting called up.
Hell yeah. And then Stoney, who do you got?
I'm also going with Ciampa because I agree. I think Black's getting a call up. And I think also Dream might get a call up soon too. So I'd love to see them feud on a main roster show.
Hell yeah. And also, if I look at these are more varied answers than we've had in the past because everyone's basically like, oh, here's the 4 matches that are the same, and then we change the 1. So I think we're all pretty cool with the NXT Takeover one. So now we're going to start talking about the Royal Rumble because the Royal Rumble is going to be great. And I say that half-assed, but half also. It's going to be pretty cool. It's just this first match I don't give a shit about. Rusev versus Nakamura, U.S. title. They have not really done much with Rusev's U.S. title reign. But again, I guess it's a whole like blow-off feud. Cool, got it. Rusev, baby. Rusev Day, all day.
I'm going with Rusev. Aren't I? Let me see.
That's the most rough thing you've said.
I'm going with Rusev. Because it's new. I'm concerned with where Shinsuke goes, but Rusev still, because they haven't done anything with it. I guess this is his chance to finally do something with it. They just know how to really take the steam out of a run, man.
Dude, right?
And even this feud, it started off not bad. Shinsuke was attacking Rusev a bunch. You know, it was aggressive. You got to see like the angry face Rusev, which is a nice thing to see past the gimmicky stuff that he's been, slightly gimmicky stuff that he's been doing. And then everything was taken out of it. So Rusev, because he has the belt and he just got it. That's how I'll go with it.
Rusev. I mean, the only reason why I would say Rusev is this whole thing kicked off because his wife fell down on a pay-per-view pre-show, and this is what we get out of it. I mean, Shinsuke is pushed to the first match. He has better things to do. Shinsuke Nakamura is, not going to win because they have other things to do with him. So it's going to be Rusev. Face it.
Who's Rusev and Nakamura?
All right.
Rusev and what?
You said
You're calling him Rusev and Nakamura the whole fucking time.
Southpaw Regional Wrestling making a comeback. As you know, the Fridge is loyal and celebrates Rusev Day every day. My boy Ruru is taking the belt and keeping it at his house next to his other 3 copies of the United States title because they don't let him win anything else.
It's Rusev Day.
That's why I married her.
That's what's up.
I think it needs to stay Rusev Day for a little bit longer. Maybe significantly longer. Maybe he needs a solid run with that U.S. title to really let them see what he's capable of, and then maybe finally he'll get a solid push for a WWE Championship. But I'm going to say Rusev.
Awesome. Now we got...
It's a strong pick.
Yeah. We got the Cruiserweight Championship. We got Murphy, Tozawa, Itami, and Kalisto. I got to be honest, kids. I ain't even watched any 205 Live recently. So... I'm going to say this. I've got Itami, but I don't have any good reason why.
Oh my! Oh, it's a fatal 4-way.
It's a fatal 4-way.
Oh my God! Why is Tozawa there and Kalisto? So many better options.
That's why I have Itami. My reasoning is, looking at the roster, there's the strongest face just moved to SmackDown. Buddy Alexander already had his feud with Murphy. I'm going to Tommy because this gives him he's a heel, gives him a way to sneak in there and take the belt. Doesn't take anything off of Buddy Murphy, who is hot, and he's a heel. so they can do a bunch of different things with it, and it keeps it fresh. So I like Itami here because I think he deserves an elevated push to get some shine on him because Daniel Bryan wants him on SmackDown.
Who, Itami?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time. Like he's already shouting out things like you're the reason I can't hear completely out of my right ear. Like, I'm coming back for you. Like it's gonna get hot. I think this could be a test run to see how much how much shine comes on Itami and what they can do with that character.
And Itami too, man. Like he's had a slew of bad things happen to him in WWE.
Yeah.
Like totally like fluke shit, So he came in with a lot of fanfare. So I hope he gets a fair shake here. Doc, who do you got?
Murphy.
Okay.
He's been the face of 205. There's no reason to pull it off of him right now. If you're going to switch the belt over to Hendo, then why during the Royal Rumble? At least save it till WrestleMania. Let him have his moment on the big show.
Sure.
This is tough because I know they want to call Murphy up. And I don't see them reasonably dropping it to a few of these people in this match.
How badly do they want to bring him up is the question.
I mean, they saw what they're pushing Ali to the moon, and it's working. So I'm thinking they're really trying to finally utilize that roster that they don't use. It's tough, especially with it being a fatal 4-way. I'm gonna pick Itami. I think Hideo is the right call here. I think it keeps him happy because it kind of makes him the star of that division, which buys them more time to figure out what to do with him.
Okay.
Murphy's. I believe Murphy's still dating Alexa, so that's gotta really push WWE in a certain way because I know they're like borderline engaged. So if Murphy gets called up to Raw, that solves their issue of keeping one of their bigger stars happy. Tozawa had it for like a hot second, but I don't really see him getting it again. And Kalisto is Lucha thing, so Itami's the only one that makes sense here. I'm going Hideo, final answer.
Tozawa, and I have no reason why.
Big fan of the show.
I'm so happy you guys let me be on this week. As a random hobo on the street.
I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of 205, so just to kind of throw a monkey wrench in here, I'm gonna go with Murphy.
I think that's what it boils down to, and I hate saying it, but the wrestlers on the Cruiserweight show, the 205 Live thing, the wrestlers on that show are pretty good. It's just no one cares about the show until you see them on like pre-shows or different things like that. And then it's like, okay, cool, we're supposed to care about him. But Itami, Itami Murphy, Itami Tozawa Murphy, cool. We got next The Bar versus Shane and The Miz for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. There's no way that Shane and Miz don't win it because
Miz.
There's no way that they don't win it. That's it. I mean,
The build-up has been too real.
Yeah, it's been too real. It's been too in the face. And what would happen if The Bar won? More of the tag team matches with the New Day and Usos, which is great. I don't want it.
So,
but
oh my god,
McMiz wins. It doesn't make sense. Look, Shane, I love you, bruh. I love what you used to do. It didn't feel forced back then because you were so ingrained in the storylines. Like you were there interacting every day, every week. We were seeing you all the time. This like pop up for this main event type of feud is a little obnoxious at this point, in my opinion. Cool. We're going to see you jump off the top turnbuckle and put your elbow through somebody, but you're literally putting your elbow through their career a bit. Cesaro and Sheamus should not be putting over Shane McMahon at the Royal Rumble. It doesn't make sense. Putting over the Revival at Royal Rumble? Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, Shane's in-ring return shit has worn thin on me. But they win because the one thing that I wouldn't mind seeing would be a build to the two of them going off at WrestleMania, which I would assume happens if they win the belt. That's going to be their WrestleMania feud, which I want to say, I want to put up a strong note towards. I think that could be a lot of fun. But them taking the belt off of Sheamus and Cesaro for that storyline to develop just kind of sucks. But they're going to do it.
Fridge, what did you just call them? McMiz? McMiz?
I stole that from the ref. I'm not.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
Doug. I just said
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I just said it again.
Well, man, I never, once again, a puppet in the game that we play of wrestling. I want to vote on this. If that's what you want to call him, I want to call him Ms. Man.
Ooh.
Ms. Man.
Ooh,
Ms. Man.
That's also great.
Yeah,
Call them Ms. Man.
Yeah, let's put this up to a vote to our fans, and who knows, we could see a Armchair Booker's T-shirt before the T-shirts are released. Yeah, I do think that they are going to do it, and the reason my thought of this is because what the fuck have you been doing with the past 5 minutes of my life for the past 3 to 4 weeks? You got to be building up to something at least. Please put this tag team together already. And my question is going to be, if they are together, how long could they coexist? Is this going to be a WrestleMania tag team where then they'll turn somebody over because that's what we see McMahon do? Or is it going to be finally McMahon saying, fuck you, Miz, and let's have that WrestleMania moment? Because I think those two could stratosphere each other.
I like Ms. Man. Damn.
Oh, it's just, we can call it McMiz. Some call it Ms. Man. I call it a colossal waste of fucking time.
But we can't put that on a shirt.
We can't. We can. It's just
we definitely could.
We definitely could.
People would wear it. We got people walking around wearing talk shit until it's profitable.
Yeah, real
this
talk.
Is true. This is true. Buy my merch, Daddy's Poor. ProWrestlingTees.com/armchairbookers. Podcast. You're welcome. All right. I'm gonna go also with. I was trying to do something funny with Shane and Mike, but it just comes out to Shike. Perfect. I'm going with Shike to win the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles.
God.
I love that you actually wrote Shike. I'm so proud of this.
Yep.
This is great. Or Shikel.
Shikel?
What the hell is going on?
What the fuck is Shikel?
Michael, because it's, Mike, Michael, and then Shane, you get the Shikel.
I like in order to make that work, you pulled his real name into the equation.
Listen, if they're going to do a stupid-ass angle, I'm going to call him by his government name. I don't give a fuck.
Should have just called them Shiz.
Yeah.
Oh, the Shiz. Oh, that has to be the name. Don't put it out there. Don't put it out there because they're going to make it happen. It's going to be the Shiz.
All right. The Shiz.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I'm used to when Shane's involved, it's to fill time on the pay-per-view, so I picked the bar. So
The bar.
because I don't know if I want to see Shane and The Miz win as much as I respect both of them as people.
You don't want to see Shikel take the home the belts?
You don't want to see
Not if
Shiz
they're
win the
called that.
tag team titles?
Oh God.
I find this way funnier than it needs to be.
Mav, I gotta disagree with you though. I gotta disagree. I'm going with the Shiz. I think that the belt should not be on the bar. The bar has not, in my mind, been relevant since they had a fucking rap battle with the Usos.
Even before that.
Even before that. But that for me was at the point of neither of these tag teams should be in conversation anymore.
Break them the fuck up.
I'm ready for Shane and Miz to be a buffer until another tag team can come along and handle the belts. Take it. please. Shane McMahon said on SmackDown he's never held the tag team titles. He's always wanted to. Give the man the belts. Let him walk away happy because he's going to be hanging it up soon. You know he's not going to be around forever. Let's give the man the last thing that he's looking for and let him call it a day.
He's put his body on the line like
hell yeah
many times. He's gone way too far to be like, Dad, are you proud of me yet? And Vince is like, fuck no.
He's done crazier shit in some of his part-time spots than most full-timers do in their entire career.
Real talk, hell yeah. You know anyone else who's really jumped off that cage like that? Mick Foley. That's it.
Right. The only other person with the balls to do that. Yeah. And that man held the WWF Championship.
If
I said WWF Championship.
If anyone's going to beat the bar, it's Scheichel.
It's the Shiz.
The Shiz. We got Rousey versus Banks for the Raw Women's Championship.
Let's just come on. Let's get it out the way. Let's go.
Rousey versus Banks, Raw Women's Championship. Rousey, because why not?
Yeah.
You're gonna put Banks over? No.
Let me give it a minute here, guys.
Give it a minute. What the?
What? You're supposed to be ready, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Rousey. I'm the only one that's been ready. It's Rousey. Of course, it's Rousey.
You're the only one that's been ready. Excuse me.
What? Wow. What a Scheichel answer.
Yeah,
hey,
we
Doc,
want to
who do you
listen to
got?
the tape and here, you doing your usual. You know what I'm going to go with?
What?
Yeah. Listen back.
No, here, I'm going to make my pick this way. And this goes out to you, Ref. I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Okay?
Oh, because that's her theme song. I get it.
Was that literally a Joan Jett reference?
Because that's her theme.
Rousey reference.
That's a Rousey reference, bitches.
No, it's a Joan Jett reference.
Yes, I know that, but that's her entrance.
I'm aware.
It was as subtle as a sledgehammer.
Joan Jett is in the Royal Rumble, at least not as an entry yet.
Buddy, if we have to go down this many avenues to make sense of it, it didn't really land.
All right, Fridge, who do you got?
I got Rousey because fucking duh.
Everyone's got Rousey. Can we move on?
Everyone's got Rousey.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, moving on. We all got Rousey.
We got Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the Real Women's Championship. We have, for me, I'm saying Asuka.
Real Women's.
Hell yeah! You know why? Let's shoot real quick. Ready? Because over on Raw Land, you got Rousey, and then you got the rest of the fucking division. And this is what Fridge was saying last time. You got all your great women stars over on SmackDown. And that's what's been happening for like the last couple months. You had the Survivor Series where it was, okay, cool. I'm just going to blow out my entire SmackDown women's team because I don't know how to book any of them, and they were the worst kind of women wrestler on the roster. Neither here nor there. The best women are on SmackDown. So it's the Real Women's Championship, and Asuka's going to win it because, spoiler alert, something's going to happen later in the pay-per-view.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was just surprised you came right out and said it.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to hit a pipe bomb.
Asuka. I'm sorry. Yeah, Asuka. It's too early to take it off of her. Becky hasn't even really talked. She's done a good job of trying to still make it seem like it's about Asuka and the belt, but it's not. It's about Rousey. They've done a great job together, but it's Asuka because it's not about the belt.
Oh, it's going to be Asuka, but I think it's going to be Asuka by the way of, once again, Rousey making her way midway into the ramp to stare at this going on. And it's going to distract Becky enough that Asuka is going to take away that win. And that, like, you know, the producer was talking about, will lead to something later on as well.
Hey, Fridge, who do you got?
Who do I got? Asuka. Fucking Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Can you dig that? Asuka! I was trying to make it seem like
I heard the Booker T reference in there.
Thank you.
Mav, who do you got?
I'm here all week.
The Booker quoting the book.
If you can see what we're seeing, we're seeing Fridge do the best impression of Booker T I think I've seen in the last 10 minutes.
I'm just waiting for the
Don't
spin
boost
Rooney
the
right
ego.
now.
Yeah, why the fuck not? Honestly, why the fuck not? Everyone else picked Asuka, and I like Beska. I like Becky more than Asuka, truly. I respect Asuka, but just personal, I like what Becky's doing. I don't have a good reason for this, so moving on.
Imagine Beska being like Asuka and Becky mixed together. Not a tag team, because I don't like it when they do that. A shit. Like the shiz.
Tumblr ship name. Beska.
And it's just like an Asian.
Let's post it on Reddit and see what happens.
Oh,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Ref.
Oh, no.
So the next one we got here is, oh, by the way, guys, if you're on Reddit, be kind to the ref.
What about Stoney? You're leaving him out in his prediction.
I know.
Me, bro.
I know. I just wanted to give the people on Reddit the chance to apologize to the kind, not kind words they've been saying to the ref.
Yeah, I just asked a simple question.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to understand, you just asked the Reddit community to apologize. That is the dumbest thing you could ever do, because they will not apologize.
I deserve one.
You're not going to get it, you crazy bastard.
Maybe not. Stoney, who do you got?
I'm going with Asuka, because Asuka needs more time with that belt. I think it does a lot for her to take a win over Becky, who is so over right now. And it leaves Becky open to go do other things. Becky doesn't need the title right now to excel and get to where she needs to go. She doesn't need it. She's on fire right now. She is the female Stone Cold Steve Austin right now, and she needs to just keep doing what she's doing.
Word. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
We got Bryan versus Styles next for the WWE Championship. This is going to be a great match. This one I had a little bit of trouble choosing for, like real talk. I was talking to Ref off pod before we hit the record button. I was thinking about, like, you know, if I was being a mark and I was like, oh, Omega would come and things like that, then I would be like, oh yeah, Styles would have been, whatever the fuck, right? But I just don't know where they go with Bryan. But it's SmackDown. And Ref was like, hey, realize that there's so much talent on SmackDown. You could build it however the fuck you need to because of that talent roster and still make it credible. So that's why I'm choosing Bryan for it. Yeah, Bryan retains.
Bryan retains. I think that they, like JK said, we were talking off pod. I can see it as a way to kind of see who can step into AJ's role a bit as, you know, the flagship face of the show, so that they can possibly buffer, you know, a shift for AJ over to Raw. I hope they don't do it. I hope that they keep AJ on SmackDown. It's always a rumor that he's going to go over to Raw because he's the biggest, you know, one of the biggest draws the company has. So again, I hope they stay on SmackDown. But either way, I see Bryan taking it. I hope it's a clean, solid match. Maybe a little bit of shenanigans, but for the most part, you know, you're keeping it clean. Let these guys go and show the world why they're two of the best in the world. And it's a great stage for them to get it. You know, you guys owe it to us. Not AJ and Daniel. You guys do it no matter what. But WWE, you owe us a solid match that they've had and they can still have. So please.
I definitely agree with Bryan, and there's no reason for AJ to win this belt. AJ's had it for so long, and he's, you know, Bryan's been doing the best heel work then in SmackDown for a while now. I'm really enjoying watching him be what he is, and I want to see a 5-star match. But I want to see a 5-star match end with a dick punch, just because it's just a fuck you to the wrestling community, if you will.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, he just got the damn thing, and I think Vince has something bigger in store for the phenomenal one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I'm either going to kick ass or I'm going to fail miserably when it comes to these picks, because there are so many shock picks that I picked that it's bad and unhealthy and risky and weird and awkward, but it happened. So I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to say Styles is going to retain, right?
No. Win.
Styles is going to win. because Brian has it.
Yep.
I totally have watched wrestling recently.
Oh, you're not making a good case for yourself.
I'm not. I really am not. And I started a new job, okay? Because why not? Styles takes the belt all the time. Styles holds it for 6 years at a time anyway. Starting to sound like Doc. Yeah, and I'm still a little bitter at Brian for his transitioning into a heel. Like, I guess the beginning where he was kind of like making low blows and getting kind of weird about it. Because my brain will never be right after CM Punk sang Happy Birthday to Rey Mysterio's kid, and it was creepy as hell, and I will just like less of a fan just because it creeped me out. Not that he's great, he is, I respect him, but it's just like those moments I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So I'm just gonna say Styles.
Okay.
There was a lot of Freudian slip to unpack there. I'm just gonna put that down.
Yeah, that was
There was a bunch. There was a bunch of just like jumbled ideas coming out all at once.
Distrucity. Stoney, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Brian because I don't know what you do with him if you take the belt off of him. I can't see where they could possibly go with him at this point, and I think to Fridge's point, I think they have bigger things planned for Styles. So yeah, I'm going with Brian.
Cool. So now we've got Brock Lesnar.
The Universal Championship.
We got the big red fruity belt versus the man who wears red shorts, Mr. Balor, with the Universal Championship on the line. Oh, I thought I put Becky for this in the spreadsheet. Shit, sorry. No, I got Balor. I got Balor. Easily.
This is coming out as the demon.
That's one of the bonus questions. We got some bonus questions here to try to do this in the event of a tie. I got that he comes out as the demon. I know he said he's not going to. I get it. I do. But I think he comes out as the demon, and I think he wins.
I think Balor wins. I don't think he comes out as the demon, though. Which kind of destroys my main point, that it would have been a marketing machine to do Demon versus the Beast, but whatever. I think he wins it, though, as himself.
Okay. Doc, who do you got?
It's definitely not Finn Balor, I'll tell you that, because we know we're going to see Brock Lesnar, one more match. I want to see. I want to see it happen. I do. You brought up off the pod and on the pod about Balor and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, reliving what was the original intent of the Universal Champion. This sort of being a kickstart to this new genre that the internet's blowing up about because of news about AEW. Unfortunately, this isn't his time. They're not going to do it. They invested a lot into him. It was great to see him in the ring with McMahon. It shows us that they are believing in him, and maybe we'll see it around Rollins' waist, and then we'll see Balor battle for it, and that will be part 2. Great SummerSlam match, but it's not going to be a WrestleMania match. So that's the reason why I have to say, unfortunately, we have 6 more weeks of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I hate how much sense you just made right there. Shit. I can't change it now. I can't change it. Fridge, who you got, bruh?
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. No, Finn's not. I mean, they picked a very interesting opponent because then technically if Finn wins, he can get his part 2 match against Rollins with the Universal title involved, which could be interesting. But Lesnar is the last monster Rollins hasn't conquered. and Lesnar also has got that one itch, which was Rollins escaped with his WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So there's a lot of unfinished business there, which is why I think Lesnar's going to retain, and this may prelude to my pick for a later match.
Oh, there you go. How about Maverick? Maverick, what you got?
Balor.
Balor? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stoney, who you got?
I got Balor, man. And I said this to you guys. I said this to you guys off pod. And this was my early 2019 prediction, is that Finn Balor will hold the Universal Championship this year. I think that we have seen it play up on Monday Night Raw in such a way that we're going to get a distraction from Braun Strowman that will assist in Finn Balor's victory. Because if they do not take the belt off of Brock Lesnar now, it's going to completely negate everything that Vince McMahon came on and said on Christmas, saying how they're going to make all these changes, and 2019 was going to be the year of change, and we're going to listen to us. If they don't make this change now, they're going to lose all hope.
Okay, I'll get behind that. So now, we're on the 2 Royal Rumble matches. We got the Royal Rumble women's and men's matches. So, we have 2 more matches and then one last thing to say. So real quick, let's hit this question first. So let's go through who we think are going to be the surprise Royal Rumble entrants, and then we'll go over who do we think is going to win them. Because I think if we go over who are the entrants going to be, and then we don't think any of the entrants are going to win, it's kind of fucking stupid for us to have this bonus question. So, let's do this. Bonus surprise Royal Rumble entrant. I think that the female is going to be Rhea Ripley, and then I think that the male is going to be Ricochet. I didn't think it was going to be Ricochet. I said that after deliberation because I really wanted to believe that Kenny Omega was going to be in the Rumble, but that's just me being a fanboy. That doesn't win you points. That doesn't win you championships, so I had to switch it to Ricochet.
I think Ricochet is a great pick. I have an idea as to what I think could happen if Ricochet shows up, which I'll get to, I guess, in a little bit. But I picked Dream. I think Dream shows up. He doesn't have anything going on at TakeOver. I think he shows up, and it's a little bit of a test to see the reaction he can get. Because I think he's destined for main roster more than a belt in NXT. For the ladies, I think Kairi Sane would be a great one to see come out. Rhea Ripley, that was fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if she came out. But I think Kairi Sane gets some time.
Fuck, I didn't know about the men's pick. I only chose the women's for the 30-man battle royal. Now you put me on the spot.
No, you chose also the men's.
Oh, I did? Who the fuck did I choose? I don't remember that far back.
I'm going to pretend I'm Doc, and I'm going to give both of them for you. You had Batista for the women's, and then you had Baszler for the men's.
Boy, that's really confusing because I think it would be flip-flopped in that situation.
Hey,
yes,
maybe.
I don't know, Doc. Coming from you, it could have came out that way.
I think we would all love to see Batista in the women's division and what that could lead to.
I'm just picturing him coming in spearing half that roster.
He still wouldn't have that women's title, unfortunately.
Just imagine... again, nothing against it, but just imagine Batista spearing Alexa Bliss. That would be terrible.
Is it sorry that I don't really care who wins the Battle Royal? I'm more interested in how in the fuck Kofi Kingston's going to top what he's been doing in the past.
So,
and
this is...
Go
ahead.
No, I want you to continue inside this, ref, because I'm going to bring up something that we were talking about off the pod. I was just getting some old notes here.
So this is what I think is going to happen. I don't think what's going to happen. I think it would be pretty cool if Ricochet's a surprise entrant, right? Kofi's in there, Ricochet's in there. Somehow, I don't know how they do it, but a bunch of guys, 2 or 3 guys on each side get knocked out. So there's like 6 guys all eliminated at once. Ricochet is on one post, Kofi's on the other post. They push him out. They do backflips into the groups of wrestlers. Basically mirroring each other's moves to get themselves eliminated, but also doing the same thing to get themselves back in, hop in, hit each other with some moves, and then whatever happens after that, they get tossed, whatever. But they go out the same way, get in the same way, and then they go to town.
Hey, that would be really cool.
I was thinking about that, and I started smiling. I was like, dude, that'd be so fucking awesome, man. If anybody could match it, it would be Ricochet.
Before we break away from the men's battle royal, and then Fridge jumps in inside here, I'm also going to say this is, we've been working on this new thing called Off the Pod, and you heard us talking about this every once in a while. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because no matter what, the stud of the Royal Rumble has to be Glenn Jacobs. And we know him as Kane.
Oh, yeah.
We know him as Kane, but when you stop and think about it, Kane was in the Battle Royal 19 times. Glenn Jacobs, the wrestler who played Kane, 23 times, because he also entered as the fake Diesel, and he also entered as Isaac Yankem. So appearing in this Royal Rumble would make it 23 years that he's wrestled in the Royal Rumble. So that's the reason. That's the reason why. If I may borrow this from you, Rep, I want to say that the stud of the Royal Rumble, because unfortunately he never wins, but he's there, and he's the highest decorated player. And if you tune into Off the Pod and check out what I'm talking about inside here, you'll understand my excitement to see Kane in it once again. With that, I want to get back into the predictions.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't realize
that's a great stat, man.
Yeah.
That's a great find.
God damn. That's nuts.
Good work, Doc.
Hey, Fridge, who do you got? Who are your two surprise Royal Rumble entrants?
I was gonna bite off the ref swag, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna change it up. So for the women's Royal Rumble, not Battle Royal, I'm gonna say Michelle McCool. And then for the men's, I originally picked Velveteen Dream, similar to the ref, but I'm going to change it up because I think we need to start something that's going to lead into Mania, and I'm going to pick The Undertaker.
Ooh, shit.
Interesting.
All right, I'm switching yours. Damn.
And I just realized I picked husband and wife completely on accident.
Speaking about husband and wife, Maverick, who do you got for your surprise entrance?
I have Aleister Black.
Ooh.
And I have Lita.
Yeah.
Double good.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Solid.
I also love seeing Lita any chance I get.
Yeah, real talk.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Lita always comes back, and Lita always just kills it. So.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. She still does that moonsault. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. I too have Aleister Black, and I'm also going to go with Kairi Sane.
Damn.
Solid
Strong
pick.
picks.
That's a great pick.
That's the cool thing. There's a bunch of spots open on both shows, and obviously there's a bunch of lower mid card guys that they just didn't announce yet. But there always are those surprises, and there's a lot to pick from because we weren't really even talking about too many old timers except for in the women's division because they do need to kind of rely on the old timers to come back in for these guest spots to fill that kind of match. But on the men's side, especially you could pick all current roster guys, and I think you'd leave happy, with no nostalgia moment. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the roster so stacked, to see the mixed match pairings that could come out of it.
Hell yeah.
I'm pumped. I'm really pumped for this WrestleMania. Royal Rumble. I'm really excited.
So now we're going to hit the last two matches, the Women's Royal Rumble and the Men's Royal Rumble. So now we got the Women's Royal Rumble. I think Becky's going to win the Royal Rumble. And here's why. I think Becky's losing the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and then she's going to do something like take out Carmella at number 30 and pull like the whole badass, hey, watch me do this, throw Carmella off a bridge or something, come in and throw everybody else out of the ring. Because that's happened before in Elimination Chambers. It's happened in other kinds of matches. And you know what? God damn it should happen here.
But to your point, JK, I challenge you a little bit on how that would be booked. Because I don't know if it was last year's Rumble or 2 Rumbles ago Roman Reigns had a Universal title match, lost, and then came out at number 30.
God damn it.
Got him.
I still think Becky wins because fuck it, I don't want Charlotte to win, and that's who everybody else is gonna fucking choose.
Not everybody.
First of all, an ass makes just out of you. All right, how about
that? Yeah. Now be easy. Not everybody has Charlotte.
All right, Ref, what do you got?
I got Charlotte.
Oh my god, that was probably the most genuine joke there's ever been on this goddamn show.
I got Charlotte, man, because come on, who else would there be? Stop it, Charlotte.
I'm gonna go with the producer on this one, and I see Becky Lynch winning this, and I'm gonna say this. This is the way I envision the Final Four, and I'm gonna put this onto there. Is Lacey Evans, my surprise Baszler, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair.
You have the Final women, Four?
Yeah, and you have the women that would produce. You have setting up to a horsewoman versus horsewoman if they ever decide to run inside there, because we've been teased with this in the past. And yeah, it's one of those moments, but they're still teasing it. And it promotes the new character coming on to the show, as well as putting over the NXT champion to show her dominance for a few more weeks leading into WrestleMania, when she'll make her main event roster appearance. And I think the reason why we're going to see Lynch in the Rumble is because, like I predicted, you're going to see Rousey cost her the match, and she's going to come in there, win it, and at the end of it, Rousey's going to be standing there. They're going to point to the WrestleMania sign, and that's going to show what that match is going to be and what championship she's going for.
Sure. Fridge, who do you got?
She's taking the man spot.
I got Becky Lynch. I think it makes the most sense. I think it's the easiest way to get her to fight Ronda on the big stage like they wanted to have for Survivor Series. Why not have it as the main event at WrestleMania? I really think it's got to be Becky. Or they're going to swerve us right at the end, and it's going to be Charlotte, and then I'm going to fake threaten to cancel my network subscription, but I can't because I got to hold on to it for this fucking podcast. So.
We call it research.
Yeah.
Hey, can we write this off on our taxes, by the way? This is coming into the new year.
Yeah, we can.
I don't know. It's on record. Half of you guys complaining about it, so.
Well, then it's
about how little you watch the product that we're talking about to all these fans.
So, Maverick, who do you got?
I have Nikki Cross.
Ooh.
As kind of a interesting surprise pick, being that she's kind of kicking ass.
I see that though. I could just see them just like, she's new, but she's like got a hyper aggressive style.
Yeah.
She could easily get like thrown out underneath the bottom rope, and then like at the end when someone thinks they won, just fucking chucks them.
That'd be great.
Or just power through 5 in a row, like really just powerhouse it. Because she's got an interesting way about her.
That would be an interesting swerve and a good way to commit to a very strong superstar.
Yeah, I like that. I would love that.
That'd be cool. Stoney, who you got? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's not yet. No, that's next.
Okay, sorry. I thought we were doing both. My bad.
I'm gonna go with a definite curveball here. I'm going with Bailey.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because now my reason why is kind of along the lines of setting up for the horsewoman versus horsewoman, where Ronda beats Sasha. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bailey is part of the 4 horsewomen. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was on the right track there. So you have Ronda beat Sasha at the Rumble. Then you have Bailey win and come in. And within that time, you have them going back and forth feuding. Now the feud shifts from Ronda and Sasha to Ronda and Bailey. right? Now you get that out of the way. Now that's 2 out of the 4 that she's already taken out. And then you find a way to transition Charlotte and Becky into that picture somehow. And then we'll get our 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen.
Okay. I can get behind that. Now we have the men's Royal Rumble, the final Royal Rumble, because we got 2 of them. We shall start off with Seth Rollins winning the men's Royal Rumble, because I think he deserves it. Yeah.
Well, why'd you say that so non-committal? Like
we were all gonna jump on you.
Like, please
Why?
don't hurt me. I just want to say it, please, oh God.
Because if Balor wins the championship, I'm pretty sure that there's someone else who they're going to have win. If Lesnar retains, then Seth wins it, and they build up to the one guy that Lesnar's never beaten. And it'll be a good match, but I kind of wanted to choose McIntyre.
I'm going with Seth because whoever comes out of this match, Lesnar or Baylor, great story can be told with Seth. Either this is the shot at taking back my title from you that you took from me, I never got my shot at. My redemption to get my title back from you. And he could say basically the same thing to Lesnar, but also you're the one guy I haven't beaten. It writes itself for both guys. Seth, he's hot. He's the hottest wrestler besides, some of the guys that are in matches already. Or Becky, who's in possibly 2 matches tomorrow. I like Seth for it, but I said to a couple other friends of mine that I watch wrestling with, my favorite would be Seth. My dark horse would be Drew, and my sleeper would be Andrade. I would not be surprised if... I'd be very, very surprised. But it'd be super cool to see Andrade get his main event push immediately.
Hell yeah.
But that's doubtful.
Doc, who do you got?
God, this is difficult. This is really difficult because part of me wants to think that we know Strowman was pulled out of the match and it could set up for an elimination chamber match at least. Is Strowman is going to win the Royal Rumble, but I don't think that is going to happen. I agree with you guys when you are saying Seth Rollins. I think that they're going to finally get it off of the big guy. When Stoney brought up Christmas McMahon and change is going to be coming, you can't keep on putting the belt on this monster man. And they won't put the belt on Braun Strowman because of the injuries like this and because he's I don't know. There's a problem with him backstage. Whatever it may be, I don't know. But they won't put the belt on that man. So it has to be. And I would like to see, like you guys, McIntyre. But it has to be Rollins.
Who do you got, Fridge? The Fridge one.
I have the architect, Seth Rollins. It's just
this is anticlimactic.
I apologize. It's just what I want to see. It just makes the most sense to me. I think, Seth has just spent the last, honestly, 2 years climbing his way back up to be even considered maybe a face of the brand, which is absolutely ridiculous. Just now in the power vacuum that Roman Reigns has unfortunately left behind, get well soon, Roman. It's just Seth's time. It's time to put him back in the spotlight, and it's not a bad time. He's developed a lot over these 2 years. This Royal Rumble win finally keeps him in the main event scene, or puts him back, if you will. And it just makes the most sense. I can also see McIntyre winning it just because it's also a great time for him too. But I'm gonna believe in the Kingslayer. Who won last year? By the way, I forget.
Shinsuke
Nakamura.
And he was a face too. Fuck. Yeah, I'm still gonna keep it Seth. Feel good moment. Send us home on a high note.
I'm gonna take the risk no one wants to take, and I'm gonna say McIntyre.
Someone had to take it, and I'm glad that you took one for the team here.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck my neck out far enough, and funny enough, I'm wearing a giraffe onesie. I stuck my neck out pretty far.
Hey, that's private.
Already this podcast. I just think he's getting the push he needs right now. I think this would be the cherry on top. I think they're trusting him more, and I think it'd be great if he won.
Boom.
Good call.
They are trusting him more, but not enough. I don't think it's enough to give it to him right now. I think Seth has not only climbed back up, like Fridge was saying, but carried Monday Night Raw on his back for the last 2 years. You've had an absentee Universal Champion. You have Roman Reigns stepping out, taking care of what he's got to take care of. The only person that's really been giving us legitimate feuds, legitimate mic work, legitimate everything has been Seth freaking Rollins. It has been Monday Night Rollins. And I personally, like to go along with my pick for the Universal Championship match, I want to see Balor and Rollins at WrestleMania. And I think this is going to happen.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Now, wouldn't it be cool if Kenny Omega came out? I'm just saying.
Dude, we all know it would be awesome, but we all know it's not happening.
Yeah. I know. Just had to put that out there.
You're such a mark.
Just had to put out there for the metadata. Okay. No, it would be great. It would be awesome. And we'd all mark out. It would be fucking beautiful.
You know what's interesting, like about the Omega topic, is I'm like still leaning on the fence that AEW is going to sign him. Like, well, I mean, not gonna sign, but like sign him. I don't want to say gonna, like, it's not like a company run by his best friends. But it's just knowing, and this has no impact on Omega. It's just, I feel like there's an interesting thing going on in the background at WWE right now, because there's reports going that they just signed Abyss to a producer role.
Abyss and Sanjay Dutt.
I don't imagine, well, I've never imagined that Abyss would be even in that conversation. So if they can get a non-WWE guy and put him in a producer-like role right off the bat, I feel like that door, until we find out, February 1st or January 31st what he's doing, I feel like the door is not completely shut on Omega just yet.
I agree 100%.
If we're seeing moves like this being made.
I agree with you.
You want to agree so badly.
I don't want to agree. I fucking do agree.
It's all scared moves.
Yeah.
But they need to get Omega. Like, that's the biggest thing that they can do for themselves.
February 1st.
February 1st.
Let's talk February 1st. You guys are going to be tuning in, everyone listening. It's either going to be JK pulling his hair out or him doing a happy dance that you won't be able to see because this is an audio-only podcast for right now.
Ironically enough, episode 35 takes place on the 31st, which is the day his contract expires. So we may find out that night.
Oh, we're going to be screaming at each other that night.
You guys want to do an episode that's all about what does Omega do? It's not like we haven't done those episodes before.
Yeah, fuck it.
Basically.
Cool. So we'll do that.
Episode 35, the Omega Man episode.
It just wrote itself.
Love it.
That's awesome. We're not going to say anything else. We're just going to leave it at that, guys. Damn. You guys have a good night. You guys enjoy Royal Rumble. We're going to have these predictions
Tune in
up
next
soon.
week.
Tune in next week.
Enjoy it.
You guys.
Thank you all.
Have a good night, guys.
Fridge, take us away.
Yeah.